Today I'm going to show you how to deploy a Node.js app using Kubernetes. So let's start from the scratch. So first I'm going to create a small Express app. So let's create a directory in the root desktop. And then I'm going to initialize using npm init. Okay, init -y. Then I'm going to install Express. This will take some time. So first I'm going to create an index file. Then I'm going to import Express. I'm going to create a simple route. And app.listen. I want to give about 3000. Okay, that's all. Let's add the start command in the script. So start node.index.js. Then let's check if it's working. Okay, it's working fine. So let's create a Docker file. So from node file, and then copy these files to the directory. Then run npm install. I'm going to declare the cmd statement, npm start. Then I'm going to expose the port, 3000. Get that sold. So we need a Docker image to deploy this to the Kubernetes. So I already uploaded the Docker image to the Docker Hub. So we can directly pull from here. So let's talk about the deployment. This is the sample configuration for the deployment. So first we have to declare the kind, then we have to declare the version. We have to give a name, then we have to describe the replicas, then we have to define a selector, and on the template we have to create a pod. This is basically a pod, so we have to give that pod a name. Then we have to specify the containers. So let's start. I'm going to create a YAML file. So root.yaml. First I'm going to define the API version. It's then client deployment, then metadata. I'm going to give a name, sample express. So then I'm going to declare the spec. First I have to declare the selector. So I'm going to use match labels. I'm going to give a name app, app. I'm going to define a replica. So I'm using two replicas. On the template, you have to define the metadata. I'm giving a name, my code, and I'm going to define the containers name dot image. Okay. So we have to give the resource limit. Think resources limits. I'm going to give a CPU limit as 100 M, then memory limit as 128 I. So that's all for the deployment. So next we have to define a service. That service is used to expose this deployment to the outside world. So let's create a service. It's similar to this. Sorry, it's similar to this. So first I am going to create the API version, and then I am going to define the kind service. Then I'm going to give a name. So service. Then I'm going to create the spec section. Basically, there are four type of services. First one is node port, then cluster IP, then load balancer, and external name. So here I'm going to use as node port. So let's define the type port. I'm going to select this deployment using this selector. So selector. So next we have to define the ports. So ports. Oh, I didn't define a port in the deployment, so we have to define a port in the deployment. So and okay, then target port. So we have to deploy using this YML file. So let's deploy in the Minikube. So first I have to start the Minikube. So before that you have to install the Minikube in the system. So I'm going to install. I already installed the Minikube. So I'm going to start the Minikube. Minikube start. It will take some time. Okay, the Minikube is app. So we can deploy now. For that, I'm using kubectl command. Kubectl create -f, then deploy the YML. There are some error number deployment file, so we have to clear that. And where is it done? Sorry. Okay, that does the issue. Then we have to clear the next issue. Unknown field not port. Okay, it's already allocated. Oh, I think it's up already up. So our pod is running invalid image name. Okay, we can fix that. Our deployment is running. Our service is running. Oh, sorry. Our service is not running. Apply. Invalid port. So service is created. So let's press unchange. So get deployment. So it's not really secure. Port invalid image name. Failed to apply default image. So I think there is some problem with the image name. Oops. Kubectl play gets configured again, so we can look at the ports. So container creating. It's running, so we can take a look at the deployment. So let's press. Both the replica sets are ready, so we can take a look at the service. Okay, my service not port, it's running. Okay, so using the Minikube service command, we can take a look at the service, Minikube service. Sorry. Cube service, my service minus minus URL. Okay, it's running on the port 4987678. Okay, this text is from this container, so I already created some other routes, so it's working fine. That's all.